Coming up on the Stan Heath Show, the Bulls can't hold on to beat Rutgers at the rack. And in spite of shining senior performances from Rudd and Brock, Houston upends USF. Details and highlights ahead. We'll take a look at Victor Rudd's senior season and career at USF, then a preview of the final regular season game against the Temple Owls at the Sundome. Plus, Coach Heath talks about the first American Conference tournament coming to Memphis. All this next on the Stan Heath Show.
The Stan Heath Show, presented by Kane's Furniture. Quality so good, it's guaranteed for life. The Stan Heath Show is also brought to you by Tampa General Hospital. Trusted for our expertise, chosen for our care.
Once again, Tampa General Hospital is proud to be named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay by U.S. News & World Report and recognized as one of America's best hospitals in 6 specialties: cardiology and heart surgery, ear, nose and throat, nephrology, orthopedics, pulmonology, and urology. #1 in Tampa Bay and one of America's best, Tampa General Hospital. Trusted for our expertise, chosen for our care.
Whatever the call, whatever the play, when the Bulls score 60 points, we'll give you a free movie ticket at Cane's. Save your ticket stubs, Bulls fans. If the Bulls score 60 points in today's game, take it to Cane's Furniture and get a free movie pass. That's right, 60 points of Bulls basketball means you score a movie ticket from Cane's. Whatever the call, whatever the play, if the Bulls score 60 points in today's game, we'll pay for your movie at Cane's.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
Once again, Tampa General Hospital is proud to be named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay by U.S. News & World Report and recognized as one of America's best hospitals in 6 specialties: cardiology and heart surgery, ear, nose and throat, nephrology, orthopedics, pulmonology, and urology. #1 in Tampa Bay and one of America's best, Tampa General Hospital. Trusted for our expertise, chosen for our care.
Welcome into another edition of the Stan Heath Show. Jim Lighthall along with the head coach himself. Coach, the calendar is flipping over to the month of March, and we are rapidly coming to an end on this 2013-2014 season.
Wow, it kind of flew by, and yeah, we're wrapping things up, and big home game to finish things out here, and really want to send our seniors out on a good note.
We're going to take a look at 2 games this week, both on the road. Similar feel to both of them, on the road against Rutgers and on the road against Houston.
Yeah, you know, both games I thought we had a great opportunity to win. The Rutgers game especially, defensive stop, score, any of those in the last minute of the equation, and we win the basketball game. In Houston, just a game of runs, back and forth, tie game with maybe about 5 minutes to go, and they made the final run to, kind of close things out.
You've been saying how frustrating it's been for this team to keep getting better, it seems like, every game and not have anything to show for it.
I think that shows how good the league is, and it shows that we're a little bit inexperienced, and how to close out a game, how to defend a little bit better, the things that are hurting us, the three-point shot, whatever it may be. Our inexperience just hasn't turned that corner the way I want to, but I do feel like our team has improved in a lot of ways. We're a much better team offensively. We've shown flashes on the defensive end, but not consistent enough.
A little bit later on in this show, we'll take a look at those Houston highlights, but let's talk about the Rutgers game in particular. On the road at the rack, probably for a final time, as they're going to leave the conference and go to the Big Ten. This game was basically nip and tuck. Both teams had some runs in the middle of the game, though.
Yeah, both teams, I thought, went back and forth. We had a huge run that put us up by about 15 points. We went into halftime really feeling good in double-digit lead, and came out, started the game in the second half, I thought, very strong as well, too. They took a quick timeout, and next thing you know, they went on to a run, and we couldn't close that run off very well. But I give our team a lot of credit, because once they made their run the second time around and took a lead, we came back strong, too, tied the game, actually took the lead with 1 minute to go, and that was kind of the defining moment in the game. But both teams kind of back and forth. Victor Rudd had a terrific game. I thought our bench played very well. We got good production out of Johnny Bugnu. But a game that was really just hanging in the balance. and finding a way to close that thing out would have been big for us.
How about from the very start, you were making three-point shots. Victor Rudd came right out and knocked down back-to-back threes. You shot the three very well that day.
Yeah, we were 5 for 9. Maybe we should have took a few more in that game, but Vic was making the three, and I think that opened up his game for the drive, opened up his game for the basket area for his teammates as well too. But we were pretty effective there. I think Zach Leday knocked down one as well. That was pretty good for an offensively. I thought if you look at the stats in this game, how did we lose?
Right.
You know, it's just, and we were 80% from the free throw line, 50% from the field, 40% from the three-point line, or over 45%. And yet we held them to good defensive numbers. The difference in the game was the turnovers. We didn't have a lot, but they had very few.
Yeah, you just couldn't roll them over. They had 4 for the game, only 1 in the second half. It came right down to the very end. I know you're not going to mention the officiating. I will. It seemed like there was a play on an alley-oop to John Igbunu that looked like a certain dunk for the game winner. That didn't get called, and then you come down the stretch, and Vic has a shot, too.
Yeah, we got what we want. We didn't get the defensive stop at the last minute. They had a possession, and we were able to get the ball inside to Kadeem Jack. He made a very difficult shot with John Challenge, as well as Zach coming over to rotate. We got out as fast as you could. It was about 11 seconds to go. I was hesitant on the timeout, and for the right reasons, because I thought we had a broken floor that we can attack. We got the lob. I really thought his legs got taken underneath him. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. And we got our best player of the ball about 4 feet away, and a tip in, and those 2 shots missed.
Tough way to finish, 74-73 loss. Just getting started on the Stan Heath Show. We'll look at Victor Rudd's season and career, also ahead of the Houston game and the conference tournament. That's coming up on the Stan Heath Show.
Whatever the call, whatever the play, when the Bulls score 60 points, we'll give you a free movie ticket at Canes. Save your ticket stubs, Bulls fans. If the Bulls score 60 points in today's game, take it to Canes Furniture and get a free movie pass. That's right, 60 points of Bulls basketball means you score a movie ticket from Canes. Whatever the call, whatever the play, if the Bulls score 60 points in today's game, we'll pay for your movie at Canes.
Once again, Tampa General Hospital is proud to be named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay by U.S. News and World Report and recognized as one of America's best hospitals in 6 specialties: cardiology and heart surgery, ear, nose and throat, nephrology, orthopedics, pulmonology, and urology. #1 in Tampa Bay and one of America's best, Tampa General Hospital. Trusted for our expertise, chosen for our care.
Whatever the call, whatever the play, when the Bulls score 60 points, we'll give you a free movie ticket at Canes. Save your ticket stubs, Bulls fans. If the Bulls score 60 points in today's game, take it to Canes Furniture and get a free movie pass. That's right, 60 points of Bulls basketball means you score a movie ticket from Canes. Whatever the call, whatever the play, if the Bulls score 60 points in today's game, we'll pay for your movie at Canes.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
Welcome back to the Stan Heath Show. As mentioned, just 1 game left on the Bulls' regular season schedule. That'll happen Saturday at 2 o'clock against the Temple Owls. Coach, that is senior day, and we'll talk about Victor Rudd and Martino Brock in just a bit. But people, when they start thinking about senior day, they start thinking about next year a little bit too. Yeah. And you've got a big class coming back, big group of guys.
Well, we lose those two veteran guys, and yet one of our best players will be back next year in Anthony Collins, so it makes a big difference. And you understand, when you have a young team, we're young at the guard, 2 very inexperienced guard, starting Corey Allen for the majority of the season. Josh is starting right now. So 2 guys that didn't play a lick of college basketball, along with Shmai McClendon, a walk-on. Your guard is very inexperienced. Next year, those guys have experience with Anthony Collins now, an all-conference type player. Now Johnny Bugnu, Chris Perry have games underneath their belt. I think now they have a better understanding of defending ball screens, defending the post, as well as how to score inside and also share the basketball inside out with their teammates. So I just think the chemistry of our basketball team will be strong. We'll lose a big-time scorer in Victor Rudd, but I think overall we can recover from that with everybody be a little bit more collectively involved. At the same time, we're adding shooting in our recruiting, and that's a big part of what's bothering us a little bit too. we add some shooting, three-point shooting to this basketball team, I see a team that has a bright future.
Saturday will be special. It always is, with Martino Brock and Victor Rudd saying goodbye to the Sun Dome.
Well, you definitely want to, two guys that have been a part of your program. Both are transfers, but both were here for 3 years. And Vic's case, a guy that's going to end up probably being in our top 10 in scoring, been a part of our team that went to the NCAA tournament to the third round and was a big part of that. I don't think we get there if he doesn't elevate his game. Martino Brock has shown so many flashes. His energy, his hustle plays, his attacking the rim, that style of play has been very aggressive for us, helped us in a lot of basketball games. Those two guys will be missed and have done a great job in our program. Both guys will graduate, and that's the most important thing.
It'll be a fun day on Saturday. What a magical season for Victor Rudd. Let's take a closer look at it.
Victor Rudd.
Here come the Bulls. Victor Rudd! Oh my! Victor Rudd steals the outlet pass. It's a 4-on-1. Throws it down with a big one-handed dunk. Rudd in the air like Superman.
Has an unlimited amount of highlights on the floor in his days at USF. But all great things must come to an end. The show he's put on for the last 3 years is in its final act. For Rudd, this builds bittersweet emotions for the LA native.
It comes so fast. I can still remember my first day. I can still remember my first day like it was yesterday. And now for it to be winding down, I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen next, but, it's kind of bad. I mean, it's sad leaving, just leaving school and being around these guys that you met. And, I've seen a lot of people come and go, and I built a lot of relationships with them. My first day I came in, and we was doing individuals, and they broke down guards on one side, bigs on the other side. And so I went with the guards, and all the coaches was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm going over here with the guards." And they're like, "Nah, you go over here with the bigs." I said, "Obviously you guys haven't seen me play." So, Coach Heath was like, "Nah, let him go over there, let me see what he do." And then, 20, 30 minutes into the workout, I could see their face change, like, "Oh, we didn't know that. Like, we didn't know he can handle the ball and shoot as well as he could." So, I was a little upset leaving, but then again, it felt kind of good just to, change their faces, like, okay, he's going to be able to play a lot of positions.
Rudd leaves with a legacy that'll be highly respected for years to come by any USF fan. He speaks on some of his most memorable moments as a USF Bull.
I'm on the best team to ever be assembled here. We went to the tournament, and nobody has went as far as we did, and I can say that I'm on the best team that ever played here at USF. There's a lot of good players that played, but I think I'm the most versatile that ever played here, as far as offensively and defensively, guarding each position, playing offense at each position, and just being able to do anything on the floor. And that's what I pride my game on, being able to do everything.
Versatility means being capable or adapting to various tasks. Through all of his milestones and accolades, Rudd will finish his career as one of the best to ever don the USF jersey.
Coach, I don't think these kids realize how fast this goes until you're standing at midcourt holding that jersey above your head like that on senior day.
Yeah, I think it's really going to come to a head when they stand out there and they realize, man, how fast did it go? Where did it all go? And, I think they really appreciate the time, the fans, the support they've had, as well as the camaraderie of your teammates. I think that's a big thing, too, and the experience you have academically as well as socially at a great institution like USF. So I know they're going to be sad by it, and we definitely want to. And I think it's important for the young guys to understand, hey, we don't know how these guys are going to respond. Hopefully they have big-time games, but let's help them. Let's help them. Let's play great for them. It's their night, their day.
Let's come out early to the Sun Dome for that 2 o'clock tip, and you'll see the senior ceremony as the Bulls get ready to take on Temple. We'll preview them coming up. Also, the Houston highlights are next as the Stan Heath Show continues.
Whatever the call, whatever the play, when the Bulls score 60 points, we'll give you a free movie ticket at Canes. Save your ticket stubs, Bulls fans. If the Bulls score 60 points in today's game, take it to Canes Furniture and get a free movie pass. That's right, 60 points of Bulls basketball means you score a movie ticket from Canes. Whatever the call, whatever the play, if the Bulls score 60 points in today's game, we'll pay for your movie at Canes.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
Once again, Tampa General Hospital is proud to be named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay by U.S. News and World Report and recognized as one of America's best hospitals in 6 specialties: cardiology and heart surgery, ear, nose and throat, nephrology, orthopedics, pulmonology, and urology. #1 in Tampa Bay and one of America's best, Tampa General Hospital. Trusted for our expertise, chosen for our care.
Whatever the call, whatever the play, when the Bulls score 60 points, we'll give you a free movie ticket at Canes. Save your ticket stubs, Bulls fans. If the Bulls score 60 points in today's game, take it to Canes Furniture and get a free movie pass. That's right, 60 points of Bulls basketball means you score a movie ticket from Canes. Whatever the call, whatever the play, if the Bulls score 60 points in today's game, we'll pay for your movie at Canes.
Welcome back to the Stan Heath Show. Final road game of the season for the Bulls took us to Houston, Texas. Coach, you faced the Houston Cougars, an old opponent from Conference USA days, but the Bulls hadn't seen them since 2005, and they picked this rivalry right up where they had left off. Very close.
Yeah, very, very good game. And my first time at the University of Houston, not a great place to play, but at the same time, a team that is playing really well right now. Very, very talented. They shot the lights out. I mean, that three-point weapon they have right now with, several different guys. L.J. Rose was hot. We just couldn't stop that three-point shot. And part of that was our inability to really close out on the ball handling very well. We gave up a lot of penetration, driving kick threes. They were able to knock a lot of those down. Daniel House had a big game as well, too. Stiggers came off the bench, made some threes. 50%, I want to say 12 for 24 from the three in that particular game. We were 1 for 9, huge gap in that area right there alone. But our team battled. We had a nice run at the end of this first half. Been able to took the lead, and then if it weren't for a three-point shot, we're about 40 feet away, we went into halftime with the lead. And at the same time, that second half, they got off to a good start. I didn't like the way we started that second half, dug ourselves a little bit of a hole, but again, made a nice comeback.
Yeah, 12-0 run to tie the game at 59 with a little over 5 minutes to play. Then they made a shot right at the end of the shot clock. 1 second left, which kind of gave them momentum again.
They had a couple plays like that during the game where it seemed like we were about to get that stop, the shot clock violation. They would throw something up, get an offensive rebound, or they'd have a drive and a drop-off right at the last second. We didn't close on those possessions as well as we should. We didn't give up a lot of offensive rebounds, but they got a couple key ones as well, too. But I thought the biggest difference in that game was, as we were making those final pushes, we had chances to maybe take a lead with the free throw shooting. We missed 10 free throws in the second half. Really can't do that on the road. That puts you in a major deficit.
Victor Rudd had a big game. Martino Brock had a big game. And real quick, your son Josh had his best game with 8 assists.
Well, I thought Vic was very effective in the game, driving the basketball. He had a couple of three-point shots that went in and out. Martino really attacked the basket and kept knocking down that baseline jumper at about 15 feet. That seems to be his shot. And Josh, you look at the box score, he didn't score any baskets, but his 8 assists and just facilitating things made us very effective offensively. I think we shot 48% for the game, which is a very good number.
Another close game for the Bulls, this time in Houston. Let's go ahead and take a look at those highlights.
Bulls on the road for the last time in the regular season in Houston to take on the Cougars, and the Bulls off to a quick start. Shamaye McClendon gets it inside to John Egbunu. Egbunu just about on his season averages for this game, 8 points and 8 rebounds. This time it's Josh Heath finding the big center. He goes through a couple of Cougars to score off the glass. Houston shot the ball well in this game, mostly from outside, but Thomas was a force inside as well. He had 8 for Houston. Now the threes start to fall. 7 in the first half, 12 in the game for the Cougars. Here's Josh Leday. Nice pass from Josh Heath. Heath played 35 minutes in this game, had 8 assists and only 2 turnovers. But the threes are still falling on the other end for Houston. They were over 50% from behind the arc. Heath again getting it inside and finding Victor Rudd. Rudd played 39 minutes in this game. but Houston's attack from the outside was very consistent throughout. They're still hitting shots. Here's Martino Brock, the senior, finishing strong, 19 points in this game. Gerard Stiggers tries the left side, and that goes for Houston. Here's Heath again, finding Brock again. Martino 7 of 16 from the floor, 50% from the floor on the season. Thomas sneaks inside for another dunk for the Cougars, and now Victor Rudd going to the basket. Another big game for the senior. Rudd had 25 points, 10 of 20 from the floor. Martino Brock penetrating, able to score in the paint, where the Bulls had 38 points in this game. Now Martino on the run, unselfishly gives it up to Victor Rudd for the dunk. The two seniors combining for a transition basket for USF. Now, end of the first half, this will kill you. Gerard Stiggers, off balance behind three, hits the shot. Bulls down 2 at the break. To the second half we go. Bulls and Cougars. Stan Heath watching his team warm up. Here's L.J. Rose hitting a three. 5 different Cougars hit from behind the arc. Not behind the arc this time. House with a big dunk on the move to the basket. Bulls coming back. Martino Brock kicks it off. Great ball movement here. And Shamaye McClendon hits the jumper from just inside the three-point line. Threes still falling, though. There's another one for L.J. Rose. He hit 4 on the game. Martino Brock doing his best to keep the Bulls close. Into the paint goes House. He'll score off the glass for Houston. Victor Rudd with the jumper. Bulls were down a bunch in the second half early, made a nice comeback, got this game close. Here's Chris Perry, came off the bench, had a couple of hoops in the second half, draws the foul there. And another opportunity here, and again 2 for the Bulls freshman center. Gerard Stiggers hits a 3. He had 3 on the game. And Rudd coming to the basket, draws the foul, hits the shot, chance for a three-point play of his own. McClendon again, almost the same spot as a moment ago, and McClendon hits another jumper for USF. Under the basket it goes, and a nice reverse layup. Brock can't get it to fall, no problem. John Egbunu right there for the dunk. L.J. Rose going into the paint with the right hand, able to drop that ball in. Bulls trying to come back late. Brock still working hard, goes to the basket, hits another hoop for USF. But the threes are still falling. Here's L.J. Rose again for Houston. And the Cougars able to hold off the Bulls and come up with a win in the last road game of the regular season.
Coach, close game right down to the very end there, but I know it's encouraging again when you start to look at the turnovers, the shooting percentages. You're doing a lot of things right late in the season.
Yeah, we are. We just don't have anything to show for it, but I thought 4 of our last 5 games were all games hanging in the balance that we could have won, and 2 of those games were last possession games, a defensive stop or rebound or score, and all of a sudden you win that basketball game. So I am seeing the improvement, but, it's about wins. People want to win, our team wants to win, coaches want to win, everybody's doing everything they can to win. And we just got to turn another corner. We just got to turn another corner with a young basketball team, and we'll get things going the right way.
USF Bulls will be at home on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. As we talked about, it's senior day. We'll preview those Temple Owls. That's a team that the Bulls have beaten once already this season on the road. And we'll get you ready for the American Conference Tournament coming up next on The Stan Heath Show.
Once again, Tampa General Hospital is proud to be named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay by U.S. News and World Report and recognized as one of America's best hospitals in 6 specialties: cardiology and heart surgery, ear, nose and throat, nephrology, orthopedics, pulmonology, and urology. #1 in Tampa Bay and one of America's best. Tampa General Hospital, trusted for our expertise, chosen for our care.
Whatever the call, whatever the play, when the Bulls score 60 points, we'll give you a free MovieCo movie ticket at Cane's. Save your ticket stubs, Bulls fans. If the Bulls score 60 points in today's game, take it to Cane's Furniture and get a free MovieCo movie pass. That's right, 60 points of Bulls basketball means you score a MovieCo movie ticket from Cane's. Whatever the call, whatever the play, if the Bulls score 60 points in today's game, we'll pay for your movie at Cane's.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
Once again, Tampa General Hospital is proud to be named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay by U.S. News and World Report and recognized as one of America's best hospitals in 6 specialties: cardiology and heart surgery, ear, nose, and throat, nephrology, orthopedics, pulmonology, and urology. #1 in Tampa Bay and one of America's best, Tampa General Hospital. Trusted for our expertise, chosen for our care.
Welcome back to the Stan Heath Show. Starting to wrap things up in this regular season. We've got the American Conference Tournament in Memphis as well, Coach. But it starts with this regular season finale, Saturday day game here at the Sundome against the Temple Owls.
Well, very important game. I really want our team to finish on a strong note, win a game, win at home here, start establishing a home environment, a home winning attitude. So I think that's important for us, and send our seniors out on a good note and build momentum going into the conference tournament play, because you never know. You feel good about yourself, you get a win, you get another win, you get on a roll, anything can happen.
This Temple bunch is scary because they can really score some points.
Yeah, they're one of the few teams in the country, maybe 3 or 4 teams that have 4 guys that are averaging 14 points or better, or right there. Dalton Pepper, the 4th leading scorer in our league, he's the key guy. He can really shoot the 3. But Anthony Lee, Cummings, as well as DeCozy, all those guys can score the basketball. Really important for us that we try. They're playing about 7 guys. Important for us to use our bench, try to wear them down a little bit so they won't have that scoring stroke as the game continues on.
Bulls won the first matchup 82-75 in Philadelphia in early January. This could actually be a preview of the opening round game at the tournament as well, because based on what happens this weekend, you could see the Owls again. It'll be fun in Memphis. They know their basketball there.
Oh, absolutely. I think the key is if Houston beats UCF, it's automatic regardless. But there's still a lot of scenarios to be played out. But more than likely, you know, we're going to be in the 8th, 9th seed, or maybe the 10th if something happens. But, you know, we can see this team very easily again in Memphis. 2 games underneath our belt, if we can get that W, will be very, very nice to continue to have some confidence.
And obviously anybody can win this tournament. There's great teams here.
Well, I think the top 5 have kind of separated themselves as having a great lead. But as we've gone on to the stretch run of the year, you've seen the upsets. Temple beat SMU, we beat SMU. You saw Houston beat Memphis. You're starting to see some close basketball game. Rutgers went down to the wire against UConn, so did we. So the gap, I think, is closed up where teams could pull off the upset and go on a run.
Going to be a busy week for the Bulls. No show next week. We'll catch you in 2 weeks with a recap.
The Stan Heath Show has been presented by Kane's Furniture. Quality so good, it's guaranteed for life. The Stan Heath Show is also brought to you by Tampa General Hospital. Trusted for our expertise, chosen for our care.